Hello everybody, Cara from Innocent Charms Chats. I am here with a little Q&A vlog actually. I put a shout out for a few questions on my social media because I thought it would be really interesting to do. I love seeing Q&A vlogs because it gives you a little bit more insight to those people. I could talk to you about different things about me, but people come out with really good questions that make you sort of find out parts of people's personalities. I promise I am going to video somewhere else in my house at some point, so you don't have to constantly look at these wall stickers. But when the boys and that are home, and the kids are home, this is the most quiet room in the house because it's our bedroom. So I've only got 10 questions, so hopefully it won't be too long-winded for you all. And I'm just going to do them in the order I wrote them down. Okay, so question 1: what's the most important thing or things in your life? Obviously, my 3 kids and my husband are the most important thing in my life. I wouldn't be without any of them. I love them all very, very much, even though they push my buttons. But like, if you were going to say something else, I'm really shallow, and it would be my phone. Everyone makes quite a laugh of it, my family and everything, that it's my phone. But I actually don't have probably any real life friends. Yes, that's sad. But so all my friends, they're real life friends, but they're in my phone because they all live miles away. So my phone is what keeps me connected with them, and it's what makes me happy. Question 2, I can't remember who that question came from. Sorry, a couple of them I've just written down and I forgot to write the names. Question 2 comes from Fee of Childcare is Fun, who is awesome. And she says, what's your favourite time of day and why? That's a really difficult question. On like a normal average day, I probably have 2 favourite times of day. Well, 3 really. Everyone loves kids' bedtime, let's be frankly honest. If you are a mum, and if you are honest, not every day, but most days you are quite glad when it gets to bedtime because they've usually really pushed your buttons those last couple of hours. So I love bedtime, and that's also when me and my hubby get to eat our dinner, so I'm usually really starving by then. But my 2 probably favourite times a day are, number 1 is when me and my husband come up to bed, not for those reasons, which is usually anything between, because we're so tired all the time now, 9:30 and 10:30, and that is when actually we will talk at our most, and we will come and we'll just get into like really random deep conversations. I think because we're a bit sort of like, when the kids go to bed, we're still trying to come down from like either being at work or being here with all of them. And like I said, we have dinner and then we'll tend to watch a couple of our favourite, because we're real TV addicts, so we'll watch a few of our programmes. So we don't really talk as much as we should, which is something we do need to change, but we do that when we come to bed. My other favourite time of day is first thing in the morning. And our day typically starts at about 4:30. Yes, I'm honest. And we sort of alternate who gets up most days, but on my days when I get up at 4:30, it will usually be 1 or 2 of the kids, probably usually Deacon 9 times out of 10, and it's quite nice because they are quite quiet and you just get that time with them, and they're usually a little bit sort of still half asleep and everything, and I really like the beginning of a day, even though I tend to be like, oh, I wish I was still in bed. Okay, question 3 and 4 both come from Laura of Rocket and Bee. Number 1, have you been any other places in the world? I am actually very fortunate. I've been quite a few places, not since we had Grayson, because obviously leaving the country is really difficult, but my mum is American, so we went to America. Actually we only went once as a family when we were children, because my dad owns his own business, so it was really difficult. I went when I was a real young baby, but we went once as a family when I was 12. But then since then I've been, I can't remember, like 5 or 6 times, either on my own or I've taken Ashley or with my brothers and sisters to see because my mum's family still all live out there. So I've been to Las Vegas, California, Boston, places like that. But the one place I haven't been is New York, which is the one place I've always really wanted to go. I've also been very lucky. Me and Ashley, when we first got together, I came into some money. So we went to Cuba the first year we got together, which is where he proposed to me. We went to Antigua the second year. We went to Barcelona for our honeymoon. And we took Grayson and Addison on holiday when Addie was first born. Well, no, she's just coming up a year, because my stepmom and dad have a timeshare in Madeira, so we took them to that in Madeira then. So I'm very lucky. We go to France quite a lot as well, because it's only sort of 30-40 minutes by Eurostar, because I live on the Kent coast. So I'm very lucky. Number 4, where would I like to go? Well, I kind of answered that already, but I really, really want to go to New York. It's the one place in the world, and I have no idea why, but I've just always wanted to go there. Number 5, this is from my girl Jenny of Kiner Boutique. Is there anything significant in life that shaped you to be the amazing lady you are? Firstly, thank you, because I don't think I am. It's a really long story, but there's several things. So I'll leave a link below for a post on my blog, which is about domestic violence. But basically, I was with a partner before Ashley who was incredibly violent, and left me for dead. And I am quite at peace with that now, but I do think that I needed that to happen. That sounds wrong. I don't regret that part of my life happened, because I think it made me who I am today. My life has been very difficult before then, and my family story is quite long and strained. But I lived with my nan since I was 13 or 14. So, and she's an amazing woman. So I think I had to grow up very quickly. So that sort of shaped my life. And Ashley certainly shaped my life massively, because he gave me a confidence which I'd lost with my last partner. And then in turn, I probably would say the biggest shaping of my life, obviously in the last 10 years, is Grayson. All my children are, and being a parent shapes you massively. But having a child like Grayson, for those of you who don't know, I'll put a link below, but Grayson's disabled. It changes your whole outlook on life and the way you deal with life. So I think that's probably, he shaped me most in the last 6 years. Number 7 from Mama Brinkley on Instagram. What favourite, sorry, I keep looking down for my questions. What favourite thing do you like to do when you do get me time, if you get any? Honestly, I don't get very much me time anymore. Once, it was alright when you had 1 and even 2 children, but when I went to 3, it got quite difficult, because Deacon's quite a handful. But I'm definitely very much a girly, sort of love to pamper myself. If you, sorry, I'm going to take my glass off because they're really weird. If I was like given money to do something, it would be a spa date, hands down. But getting my hair done, doing my nails, reading a book, oh, that's just heaven. Watching crappy TV. I love me time. I definitely would embrace any me time. I love to just sit out in the garden and think as well, because I like to gather my thoughts. So number 7, and this is from my lovely friend Susan K. Mann, who you must check out her blog. Who's your favourite Charmed character and why? This is a really directionalised question between me and Susan, because we're both huge Charmed addicts, which was a programme that aired years ago and it's now finished. My favourite Charmed character, Susan, is Phoebe. Reason being, I just think she's really hip, really awesome. I like Alyssa Milano anyway, which is the actress that acts Phoebe's part. She's gorgeous. And I just always liked her being like, she's really loving and kind, but she's got that bit of sass to her. And if I was like going to be a character, that's who I'd like to be. Okay, number 8, favourite plus size brand. And I can't remember who asked me this. That's a really difficult question. Currently, well, like, there's loads of people I want to buy from and I haven't because money's tight. But currently, the 2 that I think are really doing a freaking good job are Simply Be and Evans. Evans are really pushing themselves to get really on-trend fashion, and Simply Be is probably doing the same. The reason I shop most at Simply Be is because they offer me a credit account. Evans, if you offer me a credit account, I would probably shop with you as most. But I really love the fact that, because sort of 6 years ago, 7 years ago, there was no plus size fashion. It was so minimal. And I love the fact that, yes, I do want to lose weight and I would love to be slimmer than I am. But with health problems, it is really difficult, and I like my food. I'm struggling. So I love the fact that now I don't have to feel ugly in my clothes and that I can feel more fashionable. And I love that brands as a whole are doing that, and there are so many awesome brands on the market for plus size fashion now. Number 8, Florrie's Adventures from Instagram, who her little girl is just, oh, adorable. Who taught you how to do your makeup so well? Honestly, when I read this question, I burst into hysteric laughter because I think my makeup always looks pants. So the fact that she thinks it looks good just makes me really cry with laughter, and it's very, very flattering. As I said, I lived with my nan since I was sort of my mid to early teens. She doesn't really wear makeup, so she certainly didn't teach me. And although I had young aunties who were around, sort of only 10 years older than me, they didn't really teach me either. I very much, everything I do, like cooking, everything, housework, is very much self-taught. And makeup's the same. I do watch some YouTube channels. I couldn't tell you who, and I look at pictures and stuff and I just try and replicate it, but I don't think I do a very good job, but that's very kind of you to say. Okay, in question 10, wow, this has been 11 minutes, I apologise. I think I answered all of them, yeah. I know I haven't written who this one is. Which Disney character would you like to be? That is such a hard question. You know, you think it would be really simple, but it's really difficult. I'd like to be Mickey Mouse, but that's more because Grayson idolises Mickey Mouse. So it'd be really interesting to see how he reacted to me if I was Mickey Mouse. But for me, well, I'd love to be Mary Poppins, but do you really class it as a character? Well, it is, but it isn't, because I'm obsessed with Mary Poppins and have been since my sort of childhood. I mean, I love Julie Andrews too, but Mary Poppins is awesome. I really don't know, because I really like all ideas of like the princesses and stuff too. I mean, Ariel will be pretty cool because she can swim as a mermaid, but then she can be a princess too. And Addie loves Princess Ariel at the moment, so that would be pretty good, wouldn't it? I don't really know. That's a really hard question. I would really love to know who you would be if you could choose to be a Disney character, because there are so many, so I'm not sure my brain's really thinking of them all straight away. But that's a really good question. So that is my 10 questions. Hopefully I haven't bored you all to death. I've actually really enjoyed answering the questions. I think it, like I said, I think it gives a really different insight into somebody. And I think it's nice to see, like, hear different parts of someone's. If you have any questions that you would like to ask me, please leave a link below, because I would love to do another one. If you don't, give me a thumbs down, and I understand. That's fine. Have a lovely day.